Howdy howdy, my name is John, and this video is a review of the book The Mammoth Hunters by Gene M. Auel. This is the third book in the Earth Children's series. This review is spoiler-free for this book, but may include spoilers for the first two books in the series. I would like to start out by noting three negative things. The first is much of the plot of this novel relies on a love triangle, and I don't think this love triangle is done particularly well. This love triangle depends on two of the characters not talking to one another, and I think this could have been done much better had the characters actually talked through this. I'm not necessarily opposed to the fact that there was a love triangle in this. It's annoying when two of the characters aren't talking to one another. The second negative thing is, as I complained in my review of the second novel, Ayla here is presented as a type of superwoman. She is responsible for many inventions that in real life took many generations to accomplish. And I can kind of understand why the author would want to do this for narrative's sake, but it's still a little annoying how much of a superwoman Ayla actually is. The last negative thing I want to mention is that the fact that one of the characters, his name is Freeman, is the antagonist of the novel, and he doesn't really have a good reason for being the antagonist. In the first novel, I could understand why Brow did not like Ayla. It was simply jealousy on his part. And while the author does much later in the novel try to give Freeman a motivation, it just fell flat for me. Now to the positives of the novel. As I've noted in my previous reviews of this series, Auel has done her homework and it shows. One thing to note is that sometimes Auel shifts from research onto the past and switches to commentary on how life was back when she wrote these novels. So it's interesting, but it's something to look out for. The next positive is the conversations between Ayla and Mammoth, and I think I'm saying that name correctly. He's the spiritual leader of the camp, and they have some interesting conversations about how life is in the camps, and it gives Ayla someone to talk about how her upbringing in the clan as well. The next positive thing is that there's a passage in this book that compares the leadership styles of Talut, who is the leader of the camp that Ayla and John Delar join, and the leadership style of Brune, who was the leader of the clan where Ayla grew up. And this is an interesting discussion in the book. The last thing is that while initially these characters can be hard to tell apart, there is a list of the characters at the beginning of the novel, and I really should have consulted this a little bit more as I was reading through this novel. But they're all very well written. You come to care for them, and it's interesting to watch them grow and accept the new changes that Ayla and John Delar bring to their lives. I'm going to give this book 4 out of 5 stars. It's just barely a 4-star novel for me. The love triangle really dragged down the novel in my opinion, but there's enough good stuff that I've mentioned that does make this a 4-star novel. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.